Okay. Are we streaming? Okay, hopefully. Okay. That. Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me. My name is Jason. Welcome to the Jason J. Daniel Show. Let me put my text up here. Boom. Welcome to the show. Um, so I'm struggling here to figure this out. I hate this headset thing here. Makes my head hurt. But anyway, I know this is like a podcast of some guy complaining. My name is Jason. I'm starting a podcast because I talk a lot, and this is a test. I'm running a test tonight. I like to talk about all sorts of stuff. I like to talk about sports. I do have a sports TikTok, 76 100 followers. My camera, I think, is up here. I'm having a hard time figuring out where to look. My monitor is here. Forgive me if you're watching this. This is probably the worst live stream in history, but I'm just testing. So I'm live right now. This is a test. This is not official. I'm sitting here on the floor in front of my fireplace. I'm going to check my accounts that is streaming on. It's streaming on X. So let's check this out here. It does say I'm live. Cool. It's a test. Oh, this is not official. I'm sitting here on the floor in front of my fireplace. Okay. I'm going to check my accounts that is streaming on. It's streaming on X. So let's check this out. This is cool. All right. It does say I live. Cool. Okay, cool. Right on. Now I don't have a fancy camera. I'm using my MacBook. I'm going to get one of those fancy high. I just kicked it. I'm sitting on the floor here. Okay, so I lost. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me now. Let's take this off. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let's take this off. Can you hear me now? Okay, so I lost. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me now. Let's take this off. Okay, so it's my mic. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let's take this off. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Can you hear me now? Okay, so I lost. I'm watching with you. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Let's take this off. Okay, so it's my mic. Can you hear me? Okay, sorry about that. Sorry for the crosstalk. Again, my name is Jason. I will probably need to get another mic. I'm not sure. Well, this is not the mic I want to use. It's just what it was kind of like a temporary mic. I'm not even sure what the problem is. Maybe it needs to be plugged into like a PC to power it. Could be that's the problem. I don't know. I'm using my MacBook, but either way, thanks for hanging out. This is a really interesting test. I like this. 23 people are watching on X, which is cool. Let me see if I have a friend who's going to join me. I'm going to see if I can bring her on. Let's see here. So now I'm going to test the link to Snapchat. Cool. All right, so I'm going to bring her on. Let me grab the link, copy the link. Okay. And then I'm going to paste it. Okay, hold on. Copy link. And then okay. So let's see here. I'm going to copy it and then what's the best way? Oh, okay. I've got a great idea. I'm going to put it in the live chat. So, guys, if you see this link here, okay, so I just put a link in the chat. Now, you should be able to see in the chat, you should be able to see. I'm going to put it in. Now, you should be able to see in the chat. Okay, so in the chat, so I've put the link if you want to join me. I'll just now you have to have Rumble Studio downloaded to join me because I'm simulcasting through Rumble, but on YouTube. Let's see here. But if you're watching this, you're gonna the comments that I put in here, you'll see them on YouTube and you'll also see them on Rumble. I'm not sure if they're showing up on X though. Let's see here. So I'm going to cut this, copy this. I'm going to paste it. Okay, so I'm having a little trouble with that. Stand by here. I'm going to minimize this and then do a little something here. So when the show, guys, is live, or when we're good to go, all these bugs will be worked out. Whoops. There we go. All these bugs will be worked out. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I know this is way boring, but I am just working out some bugs here, so bear with me, guys. Okay, there we go. Okay, bear with me. Let's see if that shows up here. Cool, got it. Okay. So I'm going to copy this, copy link. Okay, so now we're going to push it to Snapchat. So I'm going to Snapchat this. See if you can join from this link out of Snapchat, part of my experiment. Okay. So, so far so good. So far we know that my lighting works. My mic, got to fix that. Now I'm just using the mic on the laptop. Okay. The comments, and again, I'm just technically working this out, guys. This is boring, but it's part of the process. This graphic here is pretty cool right here. I have some other graphics I'm going to add. So we're going to add. So I have a friend who's going to join me. We're going to run a test. We'll talk sports. But we're going to drop. Where's this? Okay. Well, let me just add this. Boom. There it is. Cool. So a new ticker. Are the Chiefs a lock for the Super Bowl? That's the question that I have. So we'll talk that a little bit. Cool. So looking good on X. I'm going to also open up Rumble and take a look at that, because the Rumble client is separate from Studio. So I'm on Studio right now. I'm opening up another tab to go Rumble. Looks like that is slow. Let's get rid of some of this stuff here. Okay, Rumble. Rumble.com. Okay, boom. Now it's up. I'm going to go to my channel to see Jason J. Daniels show is live. So if you go to Rumble Studio, you'll see my shows that have been in there. Some have been getting some views. Cool. This one didn't get any views because it was trash. All right, cool. All right, so going live. I'm going to watch this. Cool. Yeah, that's interesting. It's my mic. Cool. All right, cool. So Rumble, so I can't, without a headset, I can't hear it, but it sounds good there. Sounds good on X. Yeah, that's interesting. It's my mic. Okay, cool. So X is good. YouTube, we'll run a YouTube test again. Again, I'm just going through the motions here. Now, if we have time, my guest is going to join me and we'll bring her in. We'll split the screen. That'll be cool. We'll do some screen sharing. Let's see here. Let's go to Jason J. Daniel channel. So here's my YouTube page. The banner is old. I'm a retired hairdresser, but I did hair this weekend. I still love hair. I also like to talk politics. I love to talk sports. I have a sports TikTok. 7,600 followers. It's great. I do a lot of sarcastic stuff. The friend that's going to join me is from my sports podcast. So I like to talk a lot. I have a lot of different subjects I like to talk about. Election season got hot and heavy. Everybody likes to talk election. So there. I'm going to run a test with where I should be looking. So I want to be able to look in the camera. Right now I'm looking at the screen, so it looks like I'm looking down. But let's do this. Okay. Let's talk about it. Election season got hot and heavy. So now I'm running a test. Talk election. So there. I'm going to also now I'm going to run a mic a test with where I should be looking. Okay, so I'm looking ahead. So I want to be able to look in the camera. Right now I'm looking at the screen, so it looks like I'm looking down. But so now I want to know, am I looking at you? Because looking at the camera here. I'm going to also now I'm going to run a mic a test with where I should be looking. Okay, so I'm looking ahead. So I want to be able to look in the camera. Right now I'm looking at the screen, so it looks like I'm looking down. But so now I want to know, am I looking at you? Because looking at the camera here. So it kind of looks like I'm looking up. I think my line of sight needs to be right about here. Okay, so I'm looking at. So I want to be able to look in the camera. Right now I'm looking at the screen, so it looks like I'm looking down. But so now I want to know, am I looking at you? Because this is crazy. So now I'm watching myself on YouTube. So it kind of looks like I'm looking up. So I want to see where my eyes are at. I know it's wild. Sorry guys, it's a test. Okay, so I'm looking at. So I want to be able to look in the camera. Right now I'm looking at the screen. So there we go. But so now I want to know, am I looking at you? Because this is crazy. So now I'm watching myself on YouTube. So it kind of looks like. Okay, so this is crazy. Okay, so far so good. If you're just joining me, you can back up the live screen. I do have a scrolling. This is the scrolling thing bother you? Kind of bothers me. I'm gonna stop the scrolling. Hold on here. Perfect. But I'm gonna stop the ticker. Okay. Well, it does. Here's another graphic I have. This one I think is red, but it's not red right now. Okay, so we'll go back to welcome to the Jason J. Daniels Show. Sorry, I'm on a kind of a shaky platform here. I've got my back to my fireplace, getting a little warm. I decided to just hang out from the fireplace tonight while I ran this test. So to kind of, what's the word, recap, I'm just a guy starting a podcast. I do have over 20,000 followers on social media through these different apps, right? I'm trying to put everybody together. Not easy, but trying. This is a significant test. I was able to test my mic, which is terrible. I'm going to get a nicer mic, like one of those mics that, like serious looking mic. I'm going to change over to that. Probably have a backup mic. I need to get that. I'm using Rumble because it allows me to bring multiple guests on. So I'm testing that aspect. I am simulcasting. This is the first time I've simulcasted to Rumble, the platform. Right now I'm Rumble Studio. So Rumble's a separate app. I'm on Rumble, which is the primary. And then I'm also simulcasting to YouTube, which is cool. And X for the first time. So this is the first time I've done all three streams, trying to get a groove, right? Kind of figure out, okay, when I launch or when I start, how do I test and make sure we're rocking, right? I don't have a producer or anything. It's just me. But I will probably create a scenario where people will be helping me. I've got a lot of cool volunteers to help. So I will be creating a scenario where people will be helping me, and then we can all make sure, okay, everything is streaming correctly. But so far, so good. So I've worked all that out. My goal, if you're watching this and you're new to me, my goal is to start an official podcast with some graphics and shit, and like an actual, like kind of a structure, an actual podcast structure. Going to bring guests on, but I got to make sure it's going to work. I don't want to bring people on and it's a disaster. But right away, for my sports show, I'm going to bring on people with me for my other things that I do. I'll bring people on. I'm going to do sports, politics, and then just random, whatever we talk about. So we'll be doing some nightly podcasts where I'll get some friends on, or I'll just kind of talk about the news and things that's interesting to me. Right now, it's just me doing this kind of thing. I'm envisioning maybe, having a studio in my place and actually sitting down, having kind of like multicam. That would be fun. So I really want to take this to another level. Why? Because everybody's podcasting, it's crazy. Everybody is podcasting. And even Gavin Newsom, a governor of California, who is kind of a villain to a lot of people, most people, I live in California. I noticed Gavin Newsom is interviewing celebrities, and he has a podcast now because he's trying to change his image, and he's trying to. That's what they're doing. Like everyone's trying to be Joe Rogan. Everyone's trying to be a podcaster because that is huge. That's the future. So I'm doing it. I do believe podcasting is the new form of communication. I believe not everybody can talk all the time, right? So I kind of feel like, when you're in the car or you're hanging out, cleaning house, or you're doing more than one thing, I'll watch a movie and watch a podcast at the same time. It's just something I've evolved to, which is kind of freaking me out, but I'm doing it. I'm kind of feeling like if your friends have podcasts and you want to go, hey, what's up? What's Jason doing? You can jump right to it. You can hear my podcast. And if I'm live, you can join in. If not, you can watch it anytime on my feeds. And then you're part of the experience of knowing me and me knowing you. And I really feel like that's the next. I think there will be I know there are apps out there right now, and essentially where you can have your own podcast. And essentially, if you are on Instagram Live, that's a podcast, right? Um, I forgot my drink and I'm thirsty. I'll be wrapping this up in a second. And also, I'm going to need like a place card, like a card. I'm trying to figure these things out. Like if I want to go get a drink or something, need to have a place card holder, unless I have somebody that's co-hosting, right? I read a lot of books. I have interesting books I want to talk about. It would be kind of cool to like talk about a book. And then, if you're interested in what's Jason talking about. So I'm not just going to talk about one thing. I do love sports. I have a TikTok that is very, um, I'll just say busy, and I'm gaining followers every day, but TikTok is very difficult to work with, and it doesn't support me as a creator for what I do. And I do like going live on TikTok. There are going to be times I'm going to be live on TikTok, I think, while we're transitioning people over to the sports podcast. That'll be fun. So that'll be an experience, right? So we'll be get people to log into, I'm going to, because I'm used to doing a sports show with multiple viewers. Instead of doing the sports show on TikTok, I'm going to start to migrate people over to the podcast as we get closer to what's the word? The Super Bowl and the playoffs is a lot of fun. I had an issue with TikTok, and that's why I'm kind of migrating away from it. But what is exciting is that TikTok, that drama I have with TikTok, is encouraging me to move away from TikTok and to an app that provides freedom of speech and freedom of creative expression, which is super important to me. And that's why I'm doing this. I'm sitting here with like really nobody watching. And it's going to be part of my library. I'm testing it. This is important to me. I learned how important free speech was to me when I was getting on these apps. And I'm just talking about sports. I wasn't even talking about politics. And then I started to have my creative work getting deplatformed by a communist app. TikTok is super fucking communist. When we get a chance, I'm going to do a show about TikTok and talk about like my experiences with it. I'm not going to create any more TikToks that are creative. I've decided. Speaking of that, I will probably create TikToks that are just informational, and clearly I'm still trying to figure out how to keep TikTok going. I think what I'm going to do is take clips from this show and post them on TikTok, and that's cool. It's going to be my TikTok page for my show because I've put a lot of work, thousands of hours. I feel like 1,000 hours, let's just say, to be fair, not dramatic. I feel like I put 1,000 hours in an entire year. I've built a pretty substantial TikTok following. And now TikTok is starting to deplatform me, ban me, cancel me, remove things because it doesn't like the things I've talked about related to sports politics, not even politics, but just related to sports politics. So that's what pushed me to Rumble. And like, I've been flirting with a podcast. And look, I don't know what I'm doing. If you're watching this, God bless you. I'm a mess. This is just a test, actually, on my channel. I'm still trying to figure out streaming and OBS and all these things. Rumble is amazing because it has an app that allows you to do all the streaming and just put some things in and you go. I love that, and that's what I'm doing using Rumble. That's why it's important. But I really learned how important it was to get my podcast going. I had really been flirting with the podcast. Again, if you're just watching, I have over 20,000 social media followers, but I didn't have a podcast. Over now, these 20,000 is over. We're talking Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and I'm trying to figure out a way to put them all together. I have two Instagrams that are successful, right? But I'm not a content creator that creates the kind of content that could go viral specifically unless it's related to sports, because that's really where my creativity is right now, is sports TikToks, right? Um, but I do appreciate politics. I'm an independent libertarian. I can talk politics all day long. I can talk current events. I can talk books. I'm an actor. I can talk movies. I like doing that stuff. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to be able to talk about. I'm also going to bring people on and do interviews. I'm just kind of riffing right now, just kind of talking right now. So if you join me, I'm running a test. I am testing the app. X, I'm just noticing. So I'm simulcasting this to X and also to Rumble. So if you're watching me, I do know there are viewers on Rumble. Thank you very much. I'm live on Rumble. This will also be archived. My shows right now are all test shows. I don't have an official show going. I'm going to launch that on the 1st, but the graphics and stuff that you're seeing are all tests. I'm using my MacBook, which I hate it because I'm still brand new to this. I don't have a microphone that worked. I was trying this one earlier. It's just a joke. I need to get me a professional microphone and a camera that's not my laptop camera, because right here is my view. This is where the camera is. Right about here is where my eyesight should be, and here is where I'm looking because I see myself. So it's a little tricky. But if you're joining me, again, my name is Jason. I'm a retired hairdresser. That is an actor, and I have social media, but it's just kind of like me acting, my acting journey, people that know me. But I really wanted to get a podcast going because it's very important, I think, to the future. Everyone is communicating through podcasts. So right now, this is a test, which is really cool. So I'm testing the Rumble app. I have my phone here. I have a friend who is gonna try to join through Snapchat. And if I can bring her on, we're going to talk some sports. We're going to split screen it. That's a test. I can also bring up the NFL scores. That'll be fun. We'll be testing that. So right now, this is a test. So who am I? I'm just a guy that's starting a podcast that has thousands of followers and trying to figure out what to do with these followers. I've picked over 10 years. I've built 20,000 followers on all of my platforms. I even have a Facebook group for me. Okay, 1,700 followers, and I'm putting nothing in the group. It's like, who cares about me? I don't know. It is what it is. So the next phase is I'm going to post the links and see if I can. I don't think I can stream live on Facebook per se from here because I don't think it lets you. But I'm going to post a link in the group and see if we can bring people over from that. Right now, I'm just working out tests. Everything is a test. If you are now, I do have. Let me see. I have a chat. I'm jump to the chat. Oh, Flex, what's up, dude? What's up? I'm sorry. Thanks. I'm glad you liked the stream. Thanks, man. Dude, if you want to come over, click the link and I'll bring you in. Let's see here. Cool. Let me. Tell me how to send you the link. Do you want me to send it to you on I don't know, or I can send it to you on Instagram, or I can send it to you on Snapchat. I'm going to try to get Desiree to join on Snapchat. She has the app. You have the app. So if you want to join on the app, but it's cool, man. Thanks for joining. So thank you for letting me know that you're watching on a YouTube. I love that. My channel, my banner is an old banner. I've done crazy. It's crazy. I've titled my show 106. You may not believe this, but I have 100 shows already throughout 10 years that I've done in the hair business. So I used to do hair interviews with like hair professionals. So I've done that. I've done stage shows and also live TV. We've got that stuff. And I did like my own YouTube show, which was crazy. And I was doing hair. So if you check it out on YouTube, if you go through, you can see my library of all my shows. But now I'm evolving to just doing kind of a talk show. I will definitely bring on beauty professionals because I'm very connected to the industry. I got to tell you, I've got some really incredible friends, and we'll be doing hair beauty shows, right? So I'll be doing so I'm going to do a long form podcast, bring people in it. That'll be fun. I'm also going to do separate podcasts just for a topic. So one topic might be we're going to talk about beauty industry. We're talking, I know people that do hair for celebrities. It's all good. Like we're going to get some cool stuff, right? And then I also, I'm an actor. So I have people in that business. We'll be talking acting, which would be cool. And then I love to talk politics. I have connections there. We'll bring people in. It's just, we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. Let me see. Flex is talking. Thanks. You saw my videos from 3 years ago on YouTube. That's cool, man. Flex, thanks. See, Flex, you're my hero. The more cool comments you give me, the more you're just going to be like, you're a legend, right? You're an OG. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, right? So I got people I know in politics, people I know that do celebrity hair, which is crazy. There's a really, really cool friend of mine who, when I was in hair school, who was connected to me, does celebrity hair, another level. I'm really going to try to get him to be a part if he'll do it. But I got to make sure this thing works. This show needs to work and not be terrible. So let's see here. The X stream looks pretty solid. So that's cool. Pretty happy about that. I like the quality on that. The YouTube quality is good. Let's see here. Let me do so. Let me check my TikTok. Flex, did you hit me up on TikTok? Let me see. I know you probably messaged me. I'm a little behind. You're in. Okay, you're in. Okay, cool. Let's see. I don't see if you're in. Queue up. Queue up in the queue. Let me know. What shows and movies I've acted? Okay, here's what's interesting. I've only been doing it for 2 years. Really great question. I have done independent movies in the Bay Area, and I did do a court show, which is cool. That court show has been airing for about 5 months on DirecTV, syndicated, so you can get it on DirecTV live. I play a character in it. I'm in it for a good period of time. I'm trying to get that footage. And if there's a company that'll pull the footage because I don't have DirecTV, so it's kind of tricky to find it. So there's a company that'll pull that footage, and I'm gonna make TikToks out of it. I will also post it, and I will also play it during the show because you can play videos, and I'll be at the bottom of the screen, and I'll give you commentary. So that'll be a lot of fun. So I've acted. So how that works though is sometimes you'll act in things and they never get seen. Or when you do independent movies, it takes forever to get them like cut and stuff, right? I was on a show called the show is called Equal Justice with Ebony. What was her last? Ebony K. Williams, I think. So we filmed it on the HBO lot where they do all the shows. Montel Williams production company. So I got a chance to do that. I've done some other, pretty cool, right? So if you go to DirecTV and Google Emily K. Williams, Equal Justice, they do actually put the shows on their YouTube channel, but they didn't put me on that one because they stopped posting to their YouTube channel. They may repost them, but I'm on season like 2 or something, and it's a court show. Now, you may not realize this, but a number of the court shows, I'm just going to give you secrets. Let me, since we're talking about acting, let me just do this right here. My acting career. Here we go. Okay. Let's see here. My acting life. Let's do this. Okay, cool. Let's put it at the top, and then let's see here. Let's do this, and let's create the text, and let's see how's that look. Okay, I hate that. Let me change it to. Let me edit this, and let's just do bottom. Okay, cool. All right, so let's do that. Okay, my acting life. There we go. See, cool. I can put a graphic up. I'm going to change it up black. I hate the black line, but we'll do that. We'll fix that later on. So we're talking about my acting. So here's one of the secrets, which you may not realize this. You might. Let me go down here. Sorry, I got to get the chat going. Cool. Yeah, so all those court shows are fake. They're actors. Now, in some cases, The folks acting might actually have experience in whatever they're like talking about. Like, let's say you're in those court shows, car dealer sues somebody for a car that broke down at, and they got into a wreck, that kind of thing. You might be a car dealer that's an actor or somebody that has experience, and you could get cast for that. But I was cast, and maybe I shouldn't be giving these secrets away, but this is why you're watching. I was cast to play a role as a politician. So they wrote it, but what they do is it's ad lib casting, right? It's like ad lib work, it's impromptu work, it's improv. So they give you a general script, but you have to make up your own words for it. That's why those court shows seem, kind of off the cuff and interactive, and you don't know who's going to win. It's kind of like WWE. The judge has an idea, and in most cases, they're not real judges, but they're lawyers, and they're playing a judge on TV. They're acting. They're not. These aren't real court cases. Now, when there's an old show called The People's Court, and then there's like Judge Judy. Now, the People's Court would say these are not actors, these are real people. In those cases, they are. But if you don't see that disclaimer, they're actors. So I was brought in to act. I spent a whole day there working, on set. And so I was a politician, and I'm being sued by a young lady who was kicked out of a political event because she didn't follow the dress code. That was essentially it. And so I came in, they gave me a stage name for the situation. I need to get some water, so give me a second, guys. We're going to go to background. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I actually had my drink left from earlier today. Sorry about that. That was bad. Sorry, losing my crowd. Okay. So they brought me in and hair and makeup and all that stuff, and they gave me a general script idea of what they were going to do. And so I went in and met the girl that morning. Actually, the girl that they hired dropped out, and they had to get a replacement actress. So we hadn't met. And so we went into the green room, and for 3 hours we worked out scenarios, and they rewrote the script a few times. They changed my stage name. It was crazy. And so we were there for like 6 hours. They do like 20 shows at the same time. So they run a lot of people through, and they get them in and out, right? So when it's time for me to go in, I was like, you walk in, and it's like on TV, it looks like it's a real court, right? Room, but it's in a warehouse. And when you walk in, everything's kind of fake. Like the podium was like made out of cardboard. The walls look kind of fake. In real life, it does look fake. Over TV, it looks very real. So they put you at a podium, and they put my opponent at a podium. And we were just told to work out answers and to work with the judge. And they're like, she's the star of the show. Don't fuck with her. That's what they tell you. Don't try to just be you, answer the questions. She'll lead you through. Don't try to be viral. Don't, because it's being recorded. If you're an idiot, they're not going to run it. They'll kick you out, right? So, sorry. So, let me see. Sorry, I'm going to try to bring somebody on. Okay, here we go. I'm running a test. Guys, if you're just watching, this is a test podcast. It's a brand new podcast. I'm trying to put it together. I'm just trying to figure things out. Let me see if I can bring on Desiree. Okay, 1 second, guys. Can you copy the link? You have the app downloaded, right? Sorry, guys. Rumble Studio. Okay, let me send it to you through Instagram and see if that works. Okay, sorry guys. I'm running a test here. I'm coordinating. Oh, Flex. Oh yeah. I'll email. So Flex, I'll email you. This will be fun. I'm gonna try to send it to Instagram. Oh, wait a second. Are we on? Hold on. Sorry, I know. I did cliffhanger. Are we on IG? Just realized. Brain freeze. I'm on live right now. Okay. Do we follow each other on Instagram? Okay, so Flex, I'll email you in a second. I'm gonna try to send this to Desiree through Instagram. Then I'll finish my story, guys. I know I left you hanging. I'll finish my acting story. Where's on Instagram? I just we're running a test, so sorry guys. That's why I'm interrupting here. Let's see here. Wow. Okay, let's see here. Don't you hate it? Oh, Instagram just updated. I hate all these updates. Okay, let's see here. Uh, okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. Hold on here. What's your Instagram, or can you message me? Having a tough time finding it. Okay. Okay, cool. So let me finish this and I'll flex. I'll send you the email. So they bring you in and they're like, okay, cool. Flex, you set up Rumble Studio. Let me just try to email you right now anyway. So they're like, I think I already did. They're like, let me just jump to my email while I do this. So they're like, okay, so they bring you in and they're like, do not hold on, guys. We'll have this all worked out next time. I'm trying to figure out the best way to bring people on to Rumble Studio. Cool. Oops, delete. Okay, and then where's the oops. Switch back. I know this is crazy. Sorry, I'm cool. Now I'm going to switch back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Now I'm going to copy the link, drop it over here. Oops. That's why I need a personal assistant to do this stuff. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. All right, Flex, I just emailed you. I'm going to get back to the story. Okay, so, okay, cool. All right, so the next thing we're going to try to bring on my friends to join with us. Cool. Okay. Um, this is part of our test, guys. So, apologies. Oh, okay, cool. Uh, got it. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, so Desiree, I got you. I'm going to send the link right now to see if I can get you on the show. Yeah, that's interesting. The link, I just hit the link right now, and it's like myself, and it just tried to like open it up. It's weird. Okay. All right, so I sent it to her. Okay, and Flex, I got you. Let's see here. Anybody in? Not yet. So if you, when you guys try to join, it'll pop up. So the Ebony K. Williams. I'll tell this story separately later on when it's. But this is kind of impromptu. Ebony K. Williams was on Real Housewives, I think of Atlanta. Not quite sure which one she was on, but she's a reality show star. She'd been on The View, done a lot of like political commentary because she is a lawyer, but I wasn't familiar with her at all. In fact, I still can kind of am not. I didn't even know that she had a show, but they booked me for it. They bring me in, and so they I went through all that, and then they're like, "Hey, if you nope, don't see you guys yet." They're like, "If you okay." Um, Give me your email and I'll email it to you because I think that worked before. Trying to find the best ways to actually send the link to people so they can be prepared to. Oh, cool. That does work. All right, Flex is coming on. That works. So it is working. So Flex, you're joined. Are you just on audio or video? I see you down there. You see. What's up? All right. Did you die? You totally died. You always come on and just die. Oh, I think I have you muted. Or you're muted. I think you're muted. Let me know when you're not. Or do I have you muted in
Hey,
here?
you can hear me?
Oh, what's up, man?
Yo, I think I needed to download Rumble Studio and to set up everything to be able to join you.
So, okay. So, but you joined through the email, right?
Yeah, I joined through the email.
So when you hit the email, what happened? Did it just open right up to Rumble Studio?
Yeah, it took me to Rumble Studio, and I see the tricky thing is I had to verify my email and my phone number, but it was just
Ahead
like
of time.
taking too long. It had too much. There's a lot of time to like wait for the verification code, so it took like 3 hours. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just try again one more time.
Okay, so got it. So now it only had you do it one time though, right?
Yeah, just one time.
Okay. But okay, so like if somebody tries to jump on right away and they're not verified, it's not happening. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you got yeah.
All right, that's good to know. Because I'm trying to figure out the best way. Because like I want to cue you guys as guests, so you can just come on the sports show. But I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it, which would be like probably email, and you guys already verified, right?
Yeah.
Go Bills. All right, cool. Well, I'll finish my acting story, and then we can talk Chiefs or Bills. We can talk Bills too, and then I'll email this to Desiree. Copy. Let me see here. So, yeah. So, I haven't been on a lot of stuff yet. That's like airing. But anyway, back to the court show. Let me send this to her. Actually, while you're setting up, let me send this to her. So, people are watching this live, which there are people watching. We just want you guys to know this is a test. We're running a test. This isn't normally what's going to happen, but I'm trying to figure things. I'm going to get a better camera and a mic and everything, and I'm just bringing friends on to see how their experience is. Okay, cool. Um, and Flex, I'll email you that number. Sorry, it's been crazy. I'm actually going to probably change it though, because you don't know the story about the guy that doxed me, do you?
You got doxxed?
Yeah. So when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl and somebody didn't like what I posted on one of my TikToks that went viral, and he started like attacking me and like found out he found out my people in my personal life and started
Oh
threatening
shit.
me. Then he got my cell phone number, started blowing me up with all sorts of nasty, hateful messages. Then I realized, and then one of our friends on here, Aaron, he figured out that he's like, there's some guys that know how to pull info, like public info. He pulled my info. And so not only that, I don't know if it's the same guy, but I got put on a mailing list for like people trying to move furniture. So I got 100
Hmm.
phone calls in one day. They were crashing my phone, stuff like that. So I'm changing my number up when I get a chance. I'm going to get a new phone and get a new number. I've been putting up with it. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I get all sorts of weird like spam emails and stuff, which is
Hmm.
wild too. But it's cool. Like, I mean, nothing bad happened, but like for a whole 2 days, I was concerned that this guy was going to come to my place or something. It was weird. It was stuff like he was gonna. He it was borderline. I'm not going to be dramatic and say it was a death threat, but it's borderline violence. Calling me all sorts of terrible names and stuff. Let's see here. Okay, now I'm sending it to Desiree. But this is fun, dude. I think. Thanks for joining, dude. All
Yeah,
right,
I
cool.
was on YouTube. I'm like, you know what? Let's see. I'm always on YouTube, so it's easier
That's
for me
cool.
on YouTube. But yeah, I gotta support you, Jason. You know, everywhere you go, I gotta be there, man.
Dude, thanks, man. Same
Yeah.
for me, man. I really appreciate you, dude. You're pretty awesome. Well, so on the sports show, I'm going to definitely have you come on a regular basis when you can. So we'll talk about TikTok in a second. I'll finish the quick little story. I'm sending
Hmm.
this to Desiree, make sure she got it. Let's see here, sent. Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, so what happens is somebody wants to join, it pops up. So if you guys are watching, there's people watching on Rumble and YouTube right now because I can see the stats, which is cool. If you guys want to join just for fun and hang out, you can, but you're gonna have to put. It's tricky. We're gonna have to figure out a way because if you're not in Rumble Studio, turns out you're not verified.
Yeah.
Turns out you're gonna have trouble getting on, but we'll try to figure out. Now we have somebody else who was joining me. My brother has been joining and helping, and he got verified, and now he can just get right in. So I think if you're verified, you're good. So anyway, so we're ready. We've been working out these scenarios, and they gave us kind of a script to work on back to acting the court show. But when you watch all those court shows, like the Three Judges or Judge Joe Brown, all that, those are all actors, and actors are they coach us and they tell us go at her a little bit, be a villain if you want to, work it out, but she's directing it and you answer her questions and she creates it. She's the star. Don't try to be the star. So we get in there and I'm in there and she comes in and starts asking us questions and we're kind of going back and forth. And we were close to the airport, so every once in a while they had to stop, and because the airplanes go over and it's really loud, and they're like, "Stop!" And we stopped everything, and they're like, "Okay, go." And then behind the judge, which you can't see because from your angle, is a huge camera. Like right, it's crazy, right? So you're seeing all these cameras that you wouldn't see on TV when you watch the show. So it's kind of intimidating, but it was a lot of fun. And I still take regular acting classes, and so when you do acting classes, they put you in front of cameras all the time and they try to get all those nerves out of you. So that's pretty helpful. So when I got in that situation, and they have an audience behind you, right? So there's people they pay them to be in the audience. They're not actors. Some of them are, but they're paid to be there and just hang out. And they're sitting like their background is cardboard. It looks real, like it's real wood, but it's not. Everything is crazy. It's so fake. And so there you got that live audience and you've got all the crew. And so it's a little bit of an intimidation factor unless you're used to it. So going to acting classes kind of gets that out of your system. So anyway, we're doing our thing. And she had more acting experience than me. And she started like freezing up, which is crazy. And then the judge helped her out a little bit because the judge knew kind of the script. She has that down there. And she's going back and forth and asking us like we have evidence that they already have created like fake tickets and stuff. So they put it on the screen and we're supposed to kind of memorize the evidence and talk about it a little bit. And then it was a lot of fun. And in fact, the judge got into it with me a little bit, which I could tell she was trying to make it a moment. And so I kind of argued with her and she put me in my place, which is cool. And so they're like, hey, don't argue with the judge. But she kept arguing with me. So it was kind of fun. And then from there, I can't tell you how the case went because you should watch it, but she made a decision and you don't know what the decision is going to be. So you're supposed to act like, work with the decision. So it was a lot of fun. And then when they're done, they're like, okay, boom, you're out. They sign you out. You're on the street. You don't hang out and do anything fun. They get you in, they get you out. But I did get food service, which is cool. The people in the audience, they don't get food service, but I did. So it was cool because I'm one of the actors, right? So anyway, I did that. So I've got that. There's a movie I did. I was in the background on that, and I did some other stuff that's going to come out. Independent movies in San Francisco. I had a chance to be on an NBC show with Ted Danson, who's an old school guy, but they wanted me to do it on Mother's Day, and I didn't want to get up early and drive. San Francisco is 2 hours from me, so that was a long drive. And the call time was 8:00 in the morning, and I had to be at Oracle Park where the Giants play at 8 in the morning. That's like Mother's Day at 6:00. No way, dude. And then if there's traffic, so like 5 in the morning, the money wasn't worth it because they do pay you. Oh, there's Desiree. Desiree, what's up? We're bringing you in. Cool. This is cool. This is the first time we've had 3 people. So it should be like, let's see how it goes. It'd be cool. We'll bring you in. That'll be fun. So let me see if you're participants. All right, cool. Awesome. Let's see. Somebody. Oh yeah. Hey, what's up?
Yo.
You're muted. What's up? You got your gear. Oh, you can't talk because are you low profile? You're muted.
There's a button on your. Are you using the phone or the computer?
Are you playing games? She's gaming right now. Okay, she can't talk.
Oh, okay. I get you.
She can't talk because the minute she starts talking, everybody wakes up and they want stuff, so she can't talk. All right, she's gaming. But she's probably got her you're talking, you're gaming, so you're talking to okay, cool, right on.
It's all
Thanks
good.
for joining.
Besides, it's just a testing stream, so it's all good.
Yeah, we're just testing it, so you don't have to talk, but it's cool. You look good. Oh yeah, there's a chat. I'm not sure if you can see the chat. Cool, thanks. So we're figuring out that the experience is a little tricky to get on, but when we do the sports talk, we can do up to like 9 people, which might be kind of crazy, right? Everybody talking, but it'll be fun. Anyway, so like they hustle. I don't know where I was at. Oh, they hustle you out. Oh, I was talking Ted Danson, NBC. Ted Danson's an old school actor, like super old, and he's doing like a show that's like it's like a spy show or something. It's filming in San Francisco. So I got a chance to do that, but I had to turn it down. I've had a few opportunities to do some. I can't talk about it because a lot of this stuff you have to keep under wraps unless you're like booked. But there's a very big organization that hired me to do play a football coach, but things fell
Oh,
apart. Yeah, it was cool. Like I had a whistle and everything. We were gonna meet at a high school in LA, and my job was to yell at the kids and call them like terrible and tell them they were losers. It was crazy. And since I kind of do that coach thing, like I'm hard on, like that voice I do on my TikToks, that's what they wanted. So they actually hired me to be Coach Goat to these guys.
hmm
But the things like sometimes you get hired and shoots change. They changed the shoot time, and so I had to back out because I was gonna have to go to LA, and I just didn't like that was
Oh, dang.
yeah. She was gaming. You couldn't figure out how to leave. Yeah, I'm gaming. Cool. Right on. Cool. Right on. So she was gaming. Right on. That was cool though. Okay, so we let me change it to all. So now we kind of know this is cool though. We got people watching on I can't now on I can't tell. Check something else out. But we got people watching, which is fun on the practice stream. Do you want to talk Bills? Do you want to talk sports since I got you?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, what's on your mind?
Man, Josh Allen looked incredible that
He
game
did.
against the 49ers.
Oh, hold on.
Unfortunately, I felt bad for the 49ers. I'm like,
Sorry, I
you
wanted to
know,
see what you look like. There it is. You're on. Cool, man.
what's it
Um,
called?
yeah. So okay.
They're not used to the weather. We're playing at Buffalo home field advantage. It was snowing. It was like what? It was like a blizzard too. And
Crazy.
yeah,
Remember last year they were saying that people could die. It was that cold.
yeah,
Remember,
yeah. I think last year
Bills and Chiefs. They were
was
saying people were going
worse.
to. Yeah, that was in the playoffs,
Yeah,
right? Right before the playoffs last year.
yeah.
They're building a new stadium, which is going to be interesting, right? To see how that goes.
Yeah.
That's going to be really
Hopefully,
cool.
hopefully they put a roof because yeah, I seen before the game 49ers they were cleaning up the whole thing and stuff like that. Fans were going in just to help out too.
That's pretty cool. Have
You
you ever
know,
been to a snow game like that or anything?
not that it was like maybe
Yeah,
3 years
you're
ago,
East
but
Coast though, right? You're East Coast.
yeah, East Coast.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I need to
it's been a
actually.
while though.
I need to change the graphic while we're doing. Let me go to here's what I want to talk about. Are the Chiefs a lock for the Super Bowl? But we can talk Bills for sure. So that was really cool. So Josh Allen is a beast. So okay, Bills had my point was Bills needed to beat the Niners before I could figure out who the best team is, right?
Okay, yeah,
My point was to the Eagles fans. You saw that, right? My point to the Eagles fans was they all like they're out of control. Like they're having orgasms over this. They got to chill out. They think they're better than the Lions, and that's not what I saw. Right? When I
Mm,
saw the Eagles play, look, they played really well against Baltimore, but Baltimore's kicker went in and left 9 points on the table. He missed 3 kicks.
yeah.
You put those 9 points in, that's a different game, right? Now it was but hey, it's psychological. Eagles brought it hard. Even a team coming in, I feel like a guy missing kicks has everything to do with the psychology of the team. He's like the whole vibe of that team coming in, being aggressive. It affects the kicker, right? Because if the team, if it's like a huge game, it's more kickers kick all the time in huge games, but there's just a vibe. Like he was, dude, that kicker was way off, and he's a veteran, so it was weird. So that's a different story. Okay, so back to the Bills. The Bills destroyed the Niners, and that was supposed to happen. Niners fans started crying and stuff, and I'm like, if you thought the Bills were going to lose at home in the snow to the Niners against that broke down team, you're fucking nuts. You don't know football. So everything that needed to happen happened. Beat down, cool. So the Bills are in great shape. Josh Allen is a stud. So my question is he better than Goff? 100%. Is he better than Hurts? I don't know. I think they're both really good. Okay. Is the Eagles defense better than Lions? Maybe. I changed my is the Bills defense better than Eagles? Maybe. So I feel like those three teams are neck and neck for me. So now, do you think, let's say CMC gets hurt. Let's say he doesn't get hurt. Do you feel like Niners would, with a full CMC, Ayuk, Niners are a different team? They beat the Bills?
I think it would make a difference because their running game was pretty strong.
Yeah.
You know, CMC was he was running through our defense the first 2 quarters. And
yeah, dude, Mason's out. It's crazy. Now they're on the third string guy.
Oh yeah.
So it's so funny in fantasy. So I rushed when CMC got hurt. I rushed to pick Mason back up. Then I was like, oh, so I made a deal, and he's like on the IR. I'm like, fuck. So I picked up that other cat. I forget his name. Is it Guerrero? Guerrero, I think. Starts with a G. So I'm trying to pick him up on waivers because you never know. Because now the Niners are pretty much out of it. They're gonna just kind of they'll run wild. Let me see here. I'm trying to. Okay, cool. Cool. Just seeing the chat. So what is cool though, by the way, with this is I can see all the chats, which is cool from the feeds. So so do you think the Bills are better than the Lions? I'm just talking best team because we know the Chiefs are the best team. There's no way.
We'll have to find out, but I think the Lions, they've been pretty weak teams, to be honest. Jags, it's like
defense, they are beating. But a win's a win. Like when you look back in history, no one looks at the schedule, and the Chiefs had a weak schedule last year. Everybody knows that. But okay, I can't argue that though. That makes sense. So you think the Lions have a weaker? Okay, so you're saying Lions are underneath Bills and Eagles. Lions is 3.
Yeah.
Okay, forget about Minnesota. I thought Minnesota until that game this weekend. I'm like, you let these guys in? Fuck that. Minnesota's going nowhere. I mean, if they had lost that game, it would have been a whole lot worse than it was. But they're not that defense. They're going nowhere. And then Atlanta's completely out of it. I mean, it's crazy. Like we thought Cousins. I thought Cousins was an assassin. Now he's gone. Right.
After that Texans game, like throwing how many picks he threw? 5 picks or something like that. Is
crazy.
I was like, yeah, that's over for.
Yeah, the records. Yeah, after that overtime win where they were like everybody thought they were legends, they just went right down the toilet, man. So do you think Bills are better than Eagles? I guess that's the question. I think the receivers are. I actually do. I know Eagles fans hate me. Oh, last week where I got banned was because basically the Eagles fans made me mad. I think that's why. It's totally what it was. I was roasting the Eagles fan because
the Eagles fans they're so like hostile, like
totally
anything you say about them, even if it's a good thing, like there's always.
They came in hot. Like what happened was somebody asked me, I was like, Eagles look really strong. Like I was like, hey, that was last week. And then they came back and they were like, somebody was like, where's their weakness? And I'm like, I don't know if there is one. It's like, well, blah, blah. And I said, if there is a weakness, it's their receivers. And then the people that came in late started going crazy on me. Like I said, the receivers are weak. And I'm like, no, I didn't say they were weak. But they kept pushing me. And then I'm like, well, fuck you guys. They are weak. Then it turned into that. And then I'm like, fuck your team. Your team is fucking weak. Then it just turned into me trying to win because they can't shut up. And it's cool because that used to be Chiefs fans. Now Chiefs fans know that their team is a team full of cheaters, but they're cool with it. And that's all I want Chiefs fans to do is be cool with it because we know what's happening. So let's talk about the Chiefs. Do you think, now this is how I feel. Now, I felt like they maybe weren't a lock for the Super Bowl, but then here we go again. A big cheat with that, the whole, false start, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So now we know that the Chiefs are going to get help because they got help again to win that game. They shouldn't have won that game. So against the Raiders, right? So, okay, they should have won it, right? But in that situation, they were losing it. They should have lost. But I feel like if they hadn't got that help, they probably could have lost that game, my opinion. But either way. So do you think after that, do you think the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl no matter what? The NFL is going to get them there. That's how I feel now. I'm back to that. Is that what you think?
For the past games, like, yeah, they're trying to, even though that Bills game, like, they weren't really, can't have nobody to rely on. So it's a 50-50, to be honest.
What's up?
It's a 50-50 because if we beat them, I mean, yeah, they can still make it to the Super Bowl, but maybe the refs will help them out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the road to the Super Bowl is going to go through Buffalo. That's how I feel. Now, we already know the Chiefs have home field advantage, which is exactly what the NFL needs them to get. Now, Josh Allen, though, I thought last year they played a worse game than they could have played. The Chiefs did beat them. As far as I remember, the Chiefs beat the Bills fair and square. I don't think there was any cheating on that. But it's tough to play the Chiefs at home. We also thought that Buffalo would have that advantage of the weather would be taken away. But I really think it's the travel. I think that makes it tough. You're traveling to a higher elevation. I think that makes it tough. But I do think that, look, we'll say this, if the Bills come out and hit them boom, 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 3 touchdowns in the first half or something right off the bat like they can do, the Chiefs, there might not be enough cheating in the world to bring the Chiefs back, right? We know the Bills are Chiefs killers. They already did it. So can they do it again? They lead the series. Can they do it again in the playoffs? I think they can. It just really depends. I think the Bills got a big lead on them early the first time. I think we have to see that again. You're in good shape. I think if they get out there early, get a date, figure that out, get acclimated a little bit, get good, ready to go. Allen did I thought he hurt his finger, right, in the Niners game. I thought he got hurt. Did you hear anything on his hand at all?
No, I didn't hear anything about his hand.
Well, it looked like he got hurt. So as I was watching, I was like, okay, it looks like his hand got hurt. But maybe he's all good. I mean, I haven't seen anything. So I'm excited for that game. That's going to be really good. I do think that there's somehow the Bills are going to look at. They are vulnerable, yes, but I think that I really think they got to get a 3 touchdown lead on them or something to like keep the cheating from happening because those refs will do anything. It's pretty clear. The false start thing, that was a dead play. Then they come in, let's reverse it, make it a live play, give them a foul, and kill. What they did was one of the biggest cheating moves the world has seen, and they don't care. Everybody
they'll do it in plain sight,
plain sight. So
even if it's obvious, they don't care
because it's called entertainment for them. And the truth is, it's crazy. A lot of money was lost on that game. There were lunatics that were like, Raiders are going to beat them. They beat them on Christmas last year. So, at home, anything's possible. So I think that if they if they can't get, if the Bills can't get I think it's Bills Chiefs. If Bills can't get a 3-touchdown lead on them in the second half, the cheating will happen. Like it'll be nonstop cheating.
Hmm.
So okay, so that being said, I still feel like it's Lions. I feel like it's going to be Chiefs Lions. What do you think? At this
I could
point,
see that. I could see that.
I just think I do think. See, a lot of people talk shit about the offense of the Lions, like they're weak. I don't think they're weak. I think they have too many weapons. I do think, and now who's going to have Lions will have home field, right? You got to go. It'll have to go through Detroit. I think so,
I
right? 'Cause
think
they have a better record. Because
yeah,
Eagles are
in
2, right?
Detroit.
So yeah,
Hmm.
because the Eagles lost 3. Yes, that right. Lions 2. Well, let me pull it up right here. Actually, let me pull it up right here. NFL playoffs. NFL. Okay, here we go. Cool. All right, now watch this. This will be cool. Check this out. I'm going to share my screen, and you're going to see the playoff picture. Okay. All right, can you see it?
Yo, okay,
Cool, right? That's
yeah.
pretty dope. So now we're at the bottom here. Now what I need to do is take off this, and we're still, we're practicing. Let me take off this, boom, and let me take off this, boom. Let me take off this. Okay, cool, right on. That's cool. Okay, oh, cool, right. So okay, this is cool. So now you can see my screen. I'm just going to bring this to. Okay, so we've got, so just like we were talking about, clinch. Chiefs and Bills have clinched, right? So this is week. Okay, this hasn't been updated. Let me refresh it. They haven't updated it since the Niners game. Okay, so there are 5 available spots at this point: Steelers, Texans, Chargers, Ravens in the hunt, Broncos. I don't think, and then you've got these bottom feeders. I don't think any of these cats are going to make it in down here. I don't think so. I think this is what you're looking at. I don't think Colts will, yeah, because you got Broncos have 8-5. That win against the Browns was pretty solid. That pretty much put the Browns out. Well, they're already out 3-9. So Steelers, I was high on the Steelers, but not after this weekend with the defense. No, not high on them. That was dumb. You can't let that happen. Not against these killers, right? Steelers are not beating the Chiefs. Not happening. Or the Bills. Okay, so now here's what we're at: Lions, Eagles, Seahawks, Atlanta, Vikings, Packers, Commanders. Which is so weird because everybody thought Commanders would be like at the top, but they're not. But it's really tight. It's really tight. Atlanta and Seahawks are just bottom feeders. Now down here we've got some intriguing. We still have it's week 13. We still have 5 games. So we've got Buccaneers, Cardinals, Rams, all in the hunt. Forget about any of these teams. So, I mean, I think if anybody drops out, it's Atlanta, if that happens. So you've got Lions, Eagles. Yeah, so Lions will have the home field against Eagles unless the Lions start tanking. So it's a little early. But what do you think out of Lions, Eagles? Forget about Vikings. Not with that defense. So how do you feel? Lions or Eagles? What do you think? Best team?
I gotta go with the Eagles.
Okay, you're going Eagles. All right. Even though Lions have only lost 1 game, dude.
Yeah.
They did have the Bears already. So these records are already updated, though. Or they should be
Oh,
updated.
they're updated?
No, I'm saying they should be. For some reason, they haven't
Okay.
updated it. Because, like, these games have all been done. So Lions are really 11-1. I'm sorry, 12-1. Now, Lions struggled against the Bears a little bit. Does that make a difference for you? You think Eagles are more dominant?
Yeah, they did struggle that game.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, the Bears. If the Bears,
Well,
I
Bears,
did not think. See, here's my
they
thing though with the
yeah.
Lions. They let Caleb Williams back in. Like they had that game locked down, and then everybody's like, he's balling. No, you're not balling in garbage time. Like they're like, it was pretty much garbage time, right? And then then they're like, oh, what's a timeout? Oh, and then that idiot coach here. So I was all about get rid of Caleb Williams, like sit him bench.
He got fired, the coach.
Because that's like, okay, if you're the quarterback, that's your responsibility to understand. You get sacked, you've got 30 seconds, you call a timeout, or you get the guys up and you spike it. Don't look at if you got to look at the coach and go, do I call a timeout? You shouldn't be a quarterback. But everybody all over the internet's like, Caleb Williams is great. It's not his fault. It's the coach. Well, fine. It's the coach's fault they got in that situation because people hated the guy. They're just waiting for a moment. But yes, it was the coach's responsibility, but it's also the quarterback's
fault.
Yeah. So not only did that idiot take a sack when he could have thrown it away in the pocket, dumb, he gets up, kind of looks around like, what's going on, and doesn't rush the guys up to the line. When they eventually get there, the clock is running, hike it. He throws a deep pass and a double coverage. Who calls that play in that situation? So I'm thinking there's no way a coach calls that play in that situation. That's nuts, right? If Caleb had a few plays, they're not that. Or they're RPO, like, okay, if you got the open man, do it. But in that situation, you took a sack. You're not it's dumb. Terrible pass anyway. Then the clock stops by then. Or no, the clock was running because they had 4 seconds. That's it. So I'm thinking to myself, there's no way a coach called that play. That's Caleb Williams' fault. Okay. Then the next day or whatever, or that night, the coach gets up and says, well, that's the play we ran. I'll live with it. So I heard that and like, well, then you should be fired because you're lying, because that's not true. And if it is true, you should be fired. So when he said that, I was like, okay, cool, bye. Now the Bears are finished. I don't know what was do you know what the record was last year?
I forgot the record.
Let me look right here.
All I know is they got an extra timeout for next game. So,
right? So Bears record 2023. Chicago Bears were 7-10. Now with 5 games left, what are they at right now? 5 games left. Okay, 4-8.
4-8.
5 games left. They have an opportunity. They'd have to win 4 of the next 5. No, actually 4 games left, right? Because we're in week 14.
Yeah.
Technically, right? So they're going to have to win out just to beat last year's record. They're going to have to win out. If they only win 3, they didn't improve. So here's my point. You let Justin Fields go. He's on a playoff team. He's living the dream. They're winning it up. And the Bears will most likely have a worse record than last year. If they had made a deal and kept Fields, brought Williams in, Williams starts on the bench, you give him Fields some money, you say, hey, dude, we're going to trade you in the middle of the year or something, just chill out, but you can start and kind of do what they did with Russell Wilson and Fields. That would have been so smart. And then Williams would have had time under his belt. He wouldn't be getting sacked like crazy, and you'd have a better record, guaranteed better record. Guaranteed. 2-headed monster with your quarterback. Why not? Do you want to win or not? Right. So I'm like, so when they picked him up and like, we're starting him and they made him like a hero, a superhero. I'm just like, that's the dumbest stuff. He's the softest quarterback right now out there. Anyway, there's your sports show, guys. Hold on here. We're going to stop the screen share. What's up? We're back. Pretty cool. Dude, thanks, man. That was great. That was awesome. Dude, I really appreciate that. You're just thank you, dude. I can't say I can't say anything other than that. I really appreciate you just being part of this, hanging out. And we're gonna all go live probably Sunday. I will. I think I'm gonna go live on TikTok again. Have a conversation with everybody. I'll just be very chill, peace, love, and understanding. And we're just trying to work people over to a show like this where we can have a conversation, and then like we're not having a bunch of idiots just telling us we're stupid, which makes it really hard. It's hard when you have the comments right there. It's really hard, right? But if we don't have people on live, that's how we meet. I mean, I met a lot. That's how I met you. A lot of cool people, right? So it's tricky. Maybe we'll go, maybe we'll do the podcast and I'll have a TikTok live going at the same time. We could do that where people they can watch us do the podcast, right? Or I'll be here. But it's going to be more paying attention to that. We can kind of go back and forth. I don't know. What do you think? You think we should try to keep the live going and me just chill out a little bit? But I still want to do a sports podcast. See, I think it would be great to do this after a game, but the games, because we could have one subject. We're talking Eagles, then we move to the next run, right? And we have subjects and people come in, right? What do you think?
Let's give the TikTok live another chance, but it's just like I was live yesterday, and I'm like, on the back of my mind, I'm like, I gotta watch what I say, because
Yeah.
I just got one of my videos taken down for violence, and I'm
And
on
it's
my third
football.
strike.
Yeah.
I'm on my third strike, so I don't know if I'm
saw
done
my
or not.
strikes, right? You saw that? That's crazy, huh?
I only
People
got
think I'm
3.
joking. I got like 14 strikes. It's
Oh,
wild.
man.
But they also sent me a message, and after I complained on live, I know they singled me out. Right away, I posted that. It must have been a minute later. I got a message popped up. You're gonna be banned. One more time. I was like, what? They just don't care. Yeah, I say let's try it. Let's try it. You know what we can do? I'll start the podcast and go live at the same time. That'll be fun. And then I will have a conversation with everybody and be like, hey, this is the new thing we're doing. We're going to do Sundays. And then also what's kind of cool about that is what I hate about TikTok live is you can't record it, or it records, but you can't post it for people to watch later on. You can post.
Yeah, I think you save it to your gallery after the live.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work, right? And you can't but you can't put the whole, let's say you go an hour, you can't put it on your feed.
Oh,
It's too long.
yeah.
So if we'd have a podcast and people miss the live because we got East Coasters, they can still watch the podcast and be like part of it, which is cool at any time. So I just think it's really important for me to plus I'm going to do other subjects. I know you're watching when I was talking about, because I'm a hairdresser, right? Or I used to be. And I know some really cool people. So like having a conversation about hair is something I want to do. But I'm going to do what I'll do is I'll launch a show and go, okay, guys, we're going to talk about hair and the beauty industry, right? So people will know, okay, it's a show about that. Or if we want to talk about politics, Hunter Biden got pardoned. Hey, guys, we're going to talk about politics, right? Peace, love, and understanding. We'll keep it cool. And then, hey, dude, I saw, fucking Gladiator 2. Guys, let's talk, right? Stuff like we can do, because then we can talk about movies and acting. I've got a really cool friend who's been talking to me, and my friend was on Squid Games with Mr. Beast, and he's going to come on and I'm going to interview him. That's going to be cool, right? So when he does that, then I can have you and other people come on and ask questions, right?
Okay.
So that's what makes it cool, is I'll be able to interview some really cool people, and you guys can be a part of that too. So I think it's just important to do the podcast. Plus, I've got a lot of people I'm trying to reach, and I have a Facebook group with 1,700 people, and I'm doing nothing with it. That's crazy, right? So now I'm going to actually drop the podcast link in there and just do updates. So I'll do updates on the Facebook. So it'll be a Jason J. Daniels Show podcast page. I'll be able to do updates there, talk about guests and stuff like that, so people can follow that on Facebook. So if you put all of my, almost 8,000 on TikTok, 1,700. I've got 5,000 on Instagram. I have 2 Instagram. It's almost 20,000 people. It's crazy. And then YouTube. So anyway, but thanks for your advice, dude. I appreciate it. Like, I take your advice really seriously because you're like doing this with me tonight, and you're like super invested. So like, basically because you're saying let's give it a try, I'm gonna give it a try because you're telling me that.
Yeah, let's go live and we'll get everyone on TikTok, to your Rumble,
Yeah, and
and then
then
maybe
if we can
they
do it, we can
maybe
still,
they'll like it.
yeah. See, and we can still go live, and then people can be. I can bring people on live, or they can come on the podcast, right? If they want to come on live, cool. And then I'll have all you guys going. That'll be kind of cool. Now, we'll go back and forth. The podcast will be important. So we'll just see how that works. See what the energy is, if that's interesting. Because what'll be cool is, that's going to be TikTok. But if you guys want to, also you guys can promote your social media and the things you're doing, right? And if you come on here, you have to go through a lot to get here. So you're like kind of like part of my crew. You know what I'm saying? So going on TikTok live, no big deal, but like to jump through the hoops to get on this, that's huge. And I'm going to do a background and a mic setup. It's going to look really professional. I have a lot of people that do podcasts. So I'm getting advice, but I'm just trying to work out my system right now and get some shows up, So dude, thanks, man. Any last words? I'll give you the last word and I'm going to wrap it up.
Hey, go follow Jason on all his social medias, guys. I don't know
Thanks,
how many
guys.
people are watching, but go follow him.
Well, they'll be my last show had a combined like 200 views on all the platforms. So
Mhm.
this will be viewed by hundreds. So we're happy about that. Thank you. And yeah, guys, if you're watching this, follow me at Jason J. Daniel everywhere on the internet. That's pretty much my handle. Now, one of my Instagrams is the Jason J. Daniel. My TikTok is real Jason J. Daniel because some idiot took Jason J. Daniel and is not using it. Fuck that guy, man. So annoying. So yeah, you go to Jason J. Daniel like this, it's nothing. But so I have real Jason J. Daniel. So Flex is awesome. Dude, do you want to throw out your social media? Are you cool?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Don't follow him. He doesn't want you to follow him.
Don't follow me.
Don't even try to follow him, dude. If you want to see more of Flex, you got to come on the
Follow
show.
Jason.
Actually,
Follow him.
I haven't done it here, but I'll be able to set it up to where when you jump on, your name will be there, like your handle, whatever you put in. So like right now you put in the participants, you have Flex. So it would show Flex so people will know, okay, it's you. So if you want to put in your handle, you guys can do that later on. But yeah, thanks, dude. So next show. So yeah, the next show will be what day is this? Like Wednesday? Tuesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, next podcast will be Sunday night. We'll go official. We'll go crazy. We'll do a double podcast with we'll be on TikTok as well. But if I am open to running a test, I'll let you know. We may do another test. But this was a really great test tonight. I got a lot of things accomplished. What I'm learning is that the best way for you guys to get on is through email, right?
Yeah, I mean,
or a text, maybe.
I mean, as long as they have Rumble Studio and they're verified and all that hassle, then I mean they're good to go with any type of link, I guess.
Okay,
I just chose email because I mean.
Yeah, so because it generates a link when the show starts, it generates a link that I send for this show, right? So it would have. So what I would do is like I'd start the show. Like I need to be able to like. So if I get what I'll do is I'll get a list of you guys that confirmed, and then like because I confirm with Desiree because I'm just like okay hitting like because we were talking. I'm like hey, do you want to be on? So I'm just like and I want to try Snapchat. Clearly didn't work. Instagram didn't work. So it looks like I have to email or text, which we could do that. But maybe I could get a group text. I'm just trying to figure it out because we can only bring up to like 8 people on anyway. It can't be a ton of people. So I'm thinking if I can confirm people, what's the best way to get the link to them at one time? Probably email or a group text.
Email.
Right? That way, because it's not just to get it to you, but you guys got to be able to click it and just go, right? You got to be able to just get in. Well, there's no time for this shit, But clearly everyone. So I think I need to be like, here's the instructions. Cause I need to be able, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do an email and have the instructions. Please be verified, Rumble Studio, click the link, you go. And then I can use that template. So if you guys are confirmed, I'll be like, hey, thanks for, and it just put you guys all on email and CC you. Like I won't share everybody's email address. I can like blind copy you guys, but you'll get it with, hey, thanks, we're doing the show at this time, join in. And then when you guys can join in early. And if I'm not quite on yet, you'll just see the screen. So I'll just give you like, here's the time frame, because something will happen or I'll get a call or something. So I think that's what we'll do for Sunday. That's the plan. We'll do email. I'll get an email list of you guys who will join. We've got some big games, so we'll have like top 3 games we want to talk about or something. And what I'll do is I'll have a structured like what we're talking about, and I'll follow that structure with TikTok Live. But I can set it up right here and kind of talk to it and talk to you guys. And that'll be kind of fun. We'll see how that goes. We'll really see how that goes. Because I don't want to stop TikTok per se, but they're making me like they're putting me in a situation. I can't work on something for an hour on Sunday. I mean, that's my personal time, right? I could be doing something else. I take an hour to do it, post it, they pull it. You do the same thing for you. You're getting all these views and they pull it. It's like, what? And then you can't even email them. You can't talk to anybody.
The customer service is poorly managed. Like you're literally talking to an AI.
Yeah,
that's all you're talking to.
But what is kind of cool is if we go live on TikTok and do the podcast, I can do whatever I want. And I'm not going to be as crazy, honestly, because I'm going to be focused on the podcast and I won't really see all the haters. And then if I say something it doesn't like, it could just, okay, cool. Right? If it bans me or shuts the live down, I'm still running the podcast and I'm not solely focused on that. But I do think that like I took it way too far when I was going off on that guy. Like I learned my lesson. I was going way too far. So that's not appropriate. And I understand that probably people report like, because there was a lot of people, like we do like 150 people, like the numbers you see them like bounce. So it could have been people who are like, this guy's mean and started reporting me. That could happen. I get it, right? I brought on myself. But I also thought, would that have been appropriate? It made me go, well, if I had been doing a podcast, would I have done that on a podcast? No, I wouldn't have been like that. It would have been different. So if I have a podcast, it's going to keep me in check, right? Because that was just kind of wild. And I was like roasting him and just being super mean because I was being edgy. And I think that also I just want to record them. I mean, I want them to be like, I want a library. All that work we're doing is pretty good. Sometimes it's pretty funny. And like, I don't got time to clip them up. What is cool though for Rumble is after this show is booked, also Facebook books it. I'm sorry, YouTube. So once I stop this, it's going to be saved in YouTube. That's cool. You can watch the shows there. It'll be saved here on Rumble. And then Rumble allows me to clip them and do shorts. So if there's a cool moment, we can clip it. I can post it on the Rumble feed, post it on YouTube, and then make a TikTok out of it. So I will. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start doing TikToks for the podcast, and then if there's something interesting that I want to do, and I know that it's like not a lot of time, I may post it, but I'm going to need some time because I've had so many polls. It's crazy over the last year because if they don't do well, I move them, or if they like strike me on them. And I looked at that library. It's like 50 TikToks that were pretty good. They just got pulled. And I'll let you go, but what's really crazier is when they pulled that TikTok, I could search and I found that video everywhere. But they pulled it saying it was violent content, but everybody else had it posted. So I'm like, how does that even work? It's like not even fair. It was the same video. I pulled the video from Fox, and if they had even said copyright, I would have understood that.
Yeah.
But I changed it up a little bit because if you change it and you slice it, it's not copyright because you're making a work of art, right? So I had a creative art. So I know how that works. And plus, they want you to post their stuff. That's what they want, right? They want people to watch it because their branding is all over it. But I was like, this is not fair. Do you remember when Cam Newton got into that fight like last year or whatever, and those guys started attacking him, and he was fighting like six guys? Remember that?
It was he was fighting
it was like
kids.
the football tourney or like the flag football thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those guys were fighting him, and he was like beating him down. I posted that. It pulled it and gave me a strike and said violent content. I'm like, what? And then Everybody had that video on TikTok but me. And I was like, and then I deleted it, and it gave me a. Did you know if you delete something, it gives you a second strike?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So when it said, so I deleted it after it said violent content, like after a day, then it gave me a strike saying, you cannot delete content that's been not is wild. It said something like you can't delete content that's been that are violations. And I looked up the rules and it said that you could get a double strike. And then I started Googling it, and people were saying, don't delete your videos. You'll get a second strike. So yes, you have to leave it in there. So I left it on my timeline. You guys couldn't see it, but I could because I see my timeline, things that are, even if it's a strike.
Mhm.
And I left it on for a long time. Finally deleted it, and I didn't get a strike. But right away, if you delete something that was a violation, it will give you a second strike. It gave me one, and I checked that out. So what happened was that was last year. So I stopped using TikTok for like 3 months after football season, took a big break, and everybody thought I was gone forever. And I had 3,500. So I had 3,500 followers. Then I went through and all my strikes were gone because they'll go away after a period of time. So it's like 4 months or something. So I came back on, no strikes. I'm like, cool. And then started to rebuild it. So doubled my followers this year. So doing WNBA and doing mostly some baseball, but doing all NFL, basically, and like preseason and stuff, doubled my followers. Crazy. So looking at that, I'm like, okay, clearly my account can do really well, but I just can't. Now I'm getting violated so much. It's just like it's killing my vibe, So, all right, man. Well, thanks for hanging in there. There's been a lot of people. A lot of people are going to watch this. It's going to be cool. I appreciate it. So, like Flex said, if you guys are watching this, please follow me, Jason J. Daniel, everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, as we've been talking about, the famous TikTok. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I do sports on TikTok. I do some politics on Instagram. And then also subscribe. Please subscribe to Rumble, subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to X. Thanks, guys. Anything else? I guess that's it.
That's it.
Dude, have a good night, man. Thank you.
All right. You too.
Take care. Bye, guys.